Here. Hey guys, and welcome to Author Chat. Today we have Debbie, is it Zaken?
Zaken is actually the way you really pronounce it.
Hey guys, and welcome to Author Chat. Where's it coming? Here we have Debbie, is it Zaken?
Zaken is actually the way you pronounce it.
You got another window open?
Hold on, let me see.
Where's it coming? Here we have Debbie, is it Zaken?
Oh. Yeah, I had the YouTube link open. Sorry.
That's okay. I was like, whoa. Where's it coming from? Okay, so it's Zaken, right? Or no?
Yeah, actually, that's the way you really pronounce it, but most people pronounce it Zaken, so I'm used to Zaken as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have Debbie Zaken on for today for her book, Colliding Skies. And you guys can actually win this copy. The giveaway is still up on the site. So just go there and find it. And it is also on the Facebook page because she is a twofer author this month, where she is also our featured author on the Facebook page. So definitely check her out there as well. And you guys can ask her questions and stuff there through her posts. And I know that we're still having issues with posting in the top chat or the live chat for YouTube. I don't know why it's making everybody have an actual YouTube channel to post. So if you cannot post on the comments or the live chat, that's wherever it is over here. I think it's probably over that way. Please go to Twitter and use Crossword Review and what is it, DK Zaken and hashtag author chat, and I will hunt down the comments. So we will find it. All right, so let's switch the camera over to you. So that's done. All right, and the first question is, of course, who are you and what are your books about?
Who am I? Okay, so I am a multi-award-winning young adult author of Colliding Skies. This is my debut novel. It's a YA sci-fi, and it's the first in a series of 2 books. What else am I? What else am I? I am a mom. I'm a lot of things, but relevant to this conversation, yes, I am a young adult author. I am currently working on the sequel to this, which I hope will come out at the end of 19 of this year, and a few other things that hopefully will come out within the next couple of years.
Awesome. All right, so my next question is, why did you decide to write science fiction and YA?
So, I mean, that's a question that I've gotten a lot. It really wasn't something that I consciously decided. I mean, I read a lot of YA. I love to read YA. And when the idea for the story came to my head, it fit the YA genre and it fit the sci-fi genre. It wasn't kind of like I decided, okay, what do I want to write? It was that the premise or the story really came to me. But YA is definitely what I enjoy reading the most. And because it's what I enjoy reading the most, it's what I enjoy writing the most.
Awesome. Okay. See. All right, so the next question is, how was the path to getting published?
Ooh, the path to getting published was very long and rocky. From the moment I started writing the first draft of the book to the time that it came out, it debuted in March of 2018 was when it actually came out and was published. It was like 5 years. So it was not an easy path. I think that most of it was just me learning a lot and understanding the importance of revising. I mean, I wrote the first draft. I'm a really slow drafter, but it took me about a year to write the first draft. And then it took me a few more years to really understand what really makes a good book and a good novel and a good story. Like along the way, I mean, a lot of encouraging things happened to me. Like I entered a number of contests and I finaled either in the first place or second or third place in various contests. So that really kept me going. I got a lot of rejection, a lot. But throughout that entire time, I kind of really tried to find ways to improve and make the story better and learn from it what I could. And then I think what really kind of helped me get published or at least get Colliding Skies published, I entered a contest through the Florida Society of Children's, SCBWI, Society of Children's Books Writers and Illustrators in 2016. And I came in first place for the state of Florida in the YA category. And that that's when I really saw, after I won that contest, I really saw a lot of kind of momentum in terms of querying and getting interest from agents and publishers. And about 6 months after that was when I got 2 offers of publication. And then I went with Off Tones, which is my publisher. That was what really kind of helped me. But it was a long journey. And, I mean, it took a lot of time and I had a lot of help from a lot of people, a lot of different writers and beta readers and people who really helped me all along the way.
Sounds so awesome. All right, your next question is, if you had to choose a fairy tale to rewrite, which one would you choose and why?
Which fairy tale? So I don't know if this qualifies as a fairy tale, but what I would really, really love to rewrite, there's 2, which is really none of them are fairy tales, but one is The Phantom of the Opera. I don't know why. I've always loved The Phantom, and I know there are some really, really good retellings of the book. And 2 is actually like a classic literature, which is Lord of the Flies, which I think is getting a movie retelling not too long ago or soon. In terms of fairy tales, classic fairy tales, I don't know, maybe Snow White I think could be cool, but changing the perspective of who it's coming from, the point of view, maybe through the Queen. Are there anything like that? Do you know? I wonder.
For Snow White?
I mean, there's a lot of Snow White retelling, but I haven't seen anything kind of like Maleficent where it's the perspective of the villain, because that could actually be really cool. I'm going to make a mental note of that. And I
don't think so, because I know that there's a lot of Alice in Wonderland ones. Yeah. There's one called Queen of Hearts that get from the Queen of Hearts perspective. You've got Splintered, which is also Queen of Hearts.
I love Splintered. That was one. I love that series.
Oh my God, so did I.
Yeah,
they're so gorgeous. No, I don't think there is one for like a reverse Snow White or anything like that. I don't think so.
So maybe that might be my answer. But in like really honestly, I've been really wanting to do a sort of modern take on Lord of the Flies. I think that would be really cool.
The book's a doozy.
It'd be really awesome for dystopian. So yeah.
Right. Okay, let's see. The next question is, what are you currently reading?
I just finished reading Neal Shusterman's Dry.
Okay.
Which he's probably one of my favorite authors for the last maybe couple of years. Dry is it's not really dystopian. It's like it's modern, like now it's contemporary, but it's this situation where like the entire state of California completely runs out of water. Like there's no water. You turn on the tap and there's nothing. And then how kind of everything kind of breaks down very, very quickly. And that book, although it's not horror, every time I read it, I started getting kind of like, it would make me very anxious. First, I would always need like water with me because I would start feeling like I'm really thirsty. I'm really thirsty. And then the thought of like not having any access to like forget drinking water, forget anything. I mean, it's kind of terrifying to think about it.
That is.
Yeah, so that's the last book. I think I finished it about a week ago. I haven't picked up anything yet, but I have a couple of things on my nightstand that when I'm ready to start a new book.
The next question is, do you have any favorite quotes from Colliding Skies?
Yeah, actually, it's not wise to chase a star. It's not wise to chase a starlight. That's a quote from the book. What else? There's a few like that. That's a good question. And of course, the moment you ask me that, I'm like drawing a blank. But that one is definitely in there. So I'll go with that one for now and maybe if I remember another one, I'll let you know.
Okay. What is some advice you could give to those who want to be published?
I think that one is to not be afraid of feedback, even if it's not always easy to, maybe if it's not the most positive feedback. Feedback is really important to writers. And you can always learn something from it. Two, I would say that the most helpful thing for me was to either join a critique group of writers, like a face-to-face group, or connect with other writers, critique partners, whether it's online or, I have 3 critique partners that I work closely with, and we exchange manuscripts. None of them live near me. I mean, one of them is in New York, one of them is in Brazil, one of them is in California, but they were really helpful. I mean, I don't know how many times they read my manuscript, probably like 100 times. Those things are really helpful to writers. Writing is, it's kind of an not isolating, but we do it on, you do it on your own. You have to do it alone. So it's really important to get feedback. And your critique partners, other writers and other authors, they're kind of like your cheerleaders, So like when you have days where you want to throw your laptop, out the window, or you get a terrible feedback, or even as a published author, you might get a really bad review that really makes you want to cry. They'll be the ones that you can turn to. In my experience, non-writers, yeah, I mean, they understand, but not the same way as people who like either really, really are into writing or book blogging or, other authors. They're really the ones who are going to get it. So that would be my advice. And just keep going. Like, don't compare yourself to, I mean, these are a lot of things that you always see on social media, people post. Don't compare your journey to others. Just always kind of take a moment to appreciate your accomplishments, no matter what it is. That you finished a chapter, you sent out a query letter, you got an offer, whatever it is. But those are little steps that keep you going. So that's kind of my advice.
It's good advice. Never give up.
I told you 5 years of this,
What is one title you think everyone should take a look at?
Aside from like mine?
Yes, other than yours.
One title. Trying to think of something that is not as well known. Let's see. Some of my favorites are Tahara Mafi, the Shatter Me series, which I love, which is super popular. Anything by Leigh Bardugo, I think everybody should pick up. I mean, I'm not a huge, I don't write fantasy, but she's just amazing. And also Neil Shusterman, Scythe. I don't know if you've read those books. They're amazing too. Thunderhead is amazing. Those are some of my most favorite books, most recent favorite books. Oh.
Next question is, do you read reviews of your titles? Why or why not?
Right before Colliding Skies came out, my publisher and a few other author friends told me, never look at your reviews. Doesn't matter. My publisher said, good reviews will find you. And, Goodreads is for readers. And people like certain things and they don't like other things. The best advice that I got was to have a review buddy. So you have one person, whoever that is, in my case, it's my husband, who every so often will go on Goodreads or Amazon and send you good reviews, those reviews that you really want to see. And that's kind of the way I've done it. I've just because, it's sometimes when you're, a bad review, whether justified or not, or, I mean, everybody has their different opinions, and everybody's not going to like your book. I mean, that's just the fact, but it could really, if you're struggling to, if you're going through a writer's block, or you're struggling to get a chapter done, it could really kind of put you in, take you down a little. So I personally don't look at my reviews. I have, for the most part, been tagged by, the good reviews. Usually people are really good about tagging me, whether on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. That's just, me. Some people might, some authors might be okay with it and it might not affect them at all. But I tend to not look at it. And that would be my advice too for other people.
Right. Right. Can you summarize your book in 5 words or less?
Oh, wow. 5 books or less. If I had to summarize Colliding Skies in 5 words or less, I would say that intergalactic relationships are really hard. How's that?
It was like that. I have to say, that's one of the best ones that...
I think it was, what was that, 4 or 5?
I think that's one of the best that I've heard, actually. Usually it's just a jarble of different words that you get. You don't get anything that's actually coherent.
Because that's like one of the most terrifying questions to ask an author. Can you tell me what your book is about? And we are like, no, I wrote 80,000 words, but I can't tell you what it's about right now.
Okay, so Sky and Ethan. I actually had to look it up. I'm horrible at people's names.
That's okay.
If you had to put them into Hogwarts houses, where would they go?
So Sky is definitely a Hufflepuff. Ethan, wow. He would be, I mean, it's hard because he's like not human and not, he's an alien, but he would be half, oh my gosh, now I can't remember the name of the house. Can you remind me them, because I forget.
Slytherin, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw.
Half Slytherin and half where Harry Potter is, which would be I'm drawing a blank.
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor, thank you. Yes. Yeah. I would debate between half. I think that would define him well.
Okay. I had another question. Now it just went poof. Just a poof out of my mind. Well, what house are you?
What house I am? I would really like to be Gryffindor, but probably I'm more Hufflepuff, I think.
That's what my daughter is. She's a Hufflepuff. Yes. The next question is, how did you come up with the characters' names and the places and the place names in your books?
So I knew that I wanted my my main character to have a name that was somewhat related to astronomy or something like that. But I wanted it to be kind of like a normal name, and kind of going through names, I chose Sky, which is not super astronomy, but it's still kind of, I guess. And then Ethan is just a name that I've always loved. And how did I choose? What was the second part of the question? How did I choose, like, the location or
the location?
The setting? So I knew that I wanted I'm trying not to use any spoilers with the book if people haven't read it. I knew I wanted it to happen in a big city. And initially I actually thought New York, because, you think of what's the biggest city in, the US, and you think of New York. And then I thought, well, actually it would make more sense. I'm not going to explain why, just because of spoilers, but it would make more sense for DC. And it's actually, I love Washington, DC. It's one of my favorite cities. And that's why I chose DC. That's why most of it happens in DC or in the suburban area of Washington, DC.
Okay, and we have a question from social media, and they want to know, what is the weirdest thing you carry in your bag?
The weirdest thing I carry in my bag. Sometimes I don't even know, because I have, 2 kids, and then I'm like looking for a pen and I'll find like, I don't know, days old, I don't know, gummy bears or something, right? Or like random stuff, like a crayon that I never put in there. I'm trying to think of what is the weirdest thing that I personally carry in my bag, which is really not weird. I mean, I carry a Band-Aid just because I have kids. I know it's so, I mean, I'm such a mom. It's awful.
Oh no, I feel you there. It's like we have things of like containers of wipies all over the house, and it's like my kids are older, but it's like once you learn the amazingness of having wipies on hand, they're there forever. You never get rid of them because they're so versatile. You know, people got sticky hands. Okay, here's a wipey. You need to wipe your face off. Here's a wipey. They are lifesavers and golden.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's anything like weird. Yeah. I mean, it's most of this. If I find something weird, it's because I never put it in there, and it's one of my kids put it in there, and I'm like, I don't know what this is. Sorry.
Kids?
They're not that young either. I have my oldest is 10 and my youngest is 8. But sometimes I still find like just random stuff in there that I don't know how it got there.
It's like, hey, mom's gonna like this. I'm just gonna shove it in there.
Yeah.
Can't say my kids have ever put anything in my bag.
Really?
I've been lucky. I've been
actually
very lucky.
I think I found like socks because maybe, we went to like a play date or a birthday party and some of those, like bouncy places. Then all of a sudden I'll like find like socks that I didn't know were there. So the actual question could have been, what's the weirdest thing I've ever had in my car? Because that's the other place where I find all kinds of stuff. I mean, I found like Hello Kitty purses to like, I don't know. I mean, just so much like different kinds of stuff in my car that I never put in there.
See, that makes more sense because like we cleaned out my car today and I'm pulling like, there must have been like 8 or 9 jackets and sweaters in there, a couple of hats. And I'm like, my God, learn to take it out of the car with you, because you don't need this much stuff in here. You don't need jackets.
I could go on and on.
Yeah, mine are 8 and 14, and they're a bunch of mini hoarders. It's insane.
I get you.
All right, well, that is the last question that we have for you tonight. Is there anything else that you would like to share?
What else can I share? No, I mean, honestly, I just want to thank Crossroad for giving me, this time and the opportunity to be on the Facebook page as well. It's been really awesome. And I guess I just want to say, now with the Roswell reboot, I don't know if you've seen it, but anybody who likes the Roswell reboot could probably get into this. So I would recommend you check it out.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Make sure you guys check out Debbie Zaken. She is still on the Facebook page for the rest of February. So definitely check that out. And if you have already read Colliding Skies, make sure you go on to Facebook or your favorite retailer and leave her a review. Because, of course, reviews always really help the authors out. If you guys have any extra questions, please go ask them on the Facebook page since she will be there for the end of the month. I know she posts, you're posting what, about once a day or so? Or once every
Something like that. Yeah, about once a day.
You can also leave them on the comments to this video as well. You can win this copy here. I don't remember. Okay, it is signed as well, if you guys can see that. It's getting pretty dark in this room. It is on the Facebook page under giveaways, and then you can also check it out on the physical site. Next week, we have Stephanie Kate Strom. I'm horrible at names. For Love a la Mode. If you guys pick up this book, this is the copy that you can win. If you pick up this book, make sure you have lots of food on hand because this book will make you very hungry. And then also for next month, for March, coming up here in the next couple of days, Megan, I think it's Bannon of The Bird and the Blade will be joining us on the Facebook page for March's featured author. So make sure to check that out. And last but not least, the giveaway for 2 different ARCs of We Hunt the Flame, which is coming out this May. I'm trying to get the glare off of this. Is still up. This giveaway will be going until April 1st. So definitely make sure to check this out. This is a featured post on the sidebar for Cross Review, so you guys can check that out. And I've got 2 of these yummy, yummy ARCs. And this is Our Own Voices author, I think, pretty sure. So definitely something to check out. And that is it for this episode of Author Chat. Thank you again, Debbie, for coming on.
Yeah.
It was a fun time. And of course, this video will be on here forever until YouTube dies, which I don't see that happening anytime soon. So have a great night.
Thanks.